Before I start on today's little interesting video, I want to first promote the stream I did of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Me and Lone Star were just having the most fun, and I am working on a video for that. But first is this video. And this video is actually two parts. As it is said in the title, Subaru and Priscilla. The two characters that I didn't do justice in the ReZero Season 3 Episode 1 review is because, well, there was like so much of it, and I was gonna have them separate, but I thought they were gonna be like not as big in terms of videos, like mini videos, and I thought, let's just combine the two. So, here are the timestamps if you want to just skip to the specific person I go over, so let's have some fun. When it comes down to Subaru, a lot of people have disliked Subaru over the course of the first season, mainly specifically assholes who think, Subaru is just a whiny baby, he just has to not die. Dying he's a scrub and stupid shit like that, and there'll be a dedicated Subaru video to defend my boy. But I mean, how about you going and fight Elsa? Let's see how the fuck that's gonna get you. Or hold off against the fucking whale, or all the shit that he has to do. But that's not the point. A lot of it is that Subaru at the beginning was definitely very unskilled to handle a lot of the stuff, as well as very immature for the most part. And something that this episode I never got a chance to touch to until I rewatched it with my little brother was that Subaru has matured, and he has grown a lot since literally the first two seasons. And by that, I mean at the beginning, we see him training, so it shows that he is actively doing something compared to, say, when he was left in the Cruise Manor at the second half of Season 1, where he was training with Wilhelm, but you can tell that he's not really putting it his all, despite his exterior saying so. Even Wilhelm caught on to that. And yet here, we get to see him using a whip, and the fact that he was accurate is no small feat, because you need to have quite a good eye, as well as the ability to train enough to be able to get the target you're aiming for. That is pretty impressive, and it shows Subaru's actual determination to train himself up to be able to fight now. Now, a whip is not necessarily it's an orthodox weapon, but a weapon is still a weapon. But I also like to point out two other points that are extremely important. The second one is when Crush mentions that she was brought here by Anastasia to discuss on the topic of gluttony, and how very mad Subaru got, because clearly Anastasia, as Otto said, has had the lead in this royal selection, and now that she has, well, a lead and gathered everyone together with the exception of the Priscilla camp, because she knows that she can't ever really get anything on her. Yeah, this looks like she's trying to gain some leverage, so if the others were to somehow gain a lead or possibly reach the winning of the royal selection, well, it becomes problematic, and she can immediately bring back that, hey, I helped you at this point, you owe me now. Subaru has acknowledged that he is pissed and knows what's going on, and yet he shows his maturity again here by just kind of admitting that if it was before, he would lash out, but he's kind of like understanding that this is a power play, that, I mean, any one of them, if they had the opportunity, would do it, and he gets that. He's not blindsided like Season 1 him would be. And not only that, I mean, yeah, we get to see him kind of lose his mind on Heinkel, but, I mean, who wouldn't? But aside from that, I mean, Subaru was standing up for everyone else, because, I mean, deep down, he knows that Julius can't do it because of his whole knight status, and he knows that Reinhard wouldn't do it because it's his father, and most times out of one wouldn't lash out at their own father in front of everyone. And other people also, because he's like a higher up and all that, like, you know, it comes with the territory. So Subaru doing that is in a way helping the others. So it's still his brashy nature. Not to mention his moments where he kind of is a little bit unorthodox in terms of attitude. Like, he acts like the fool, and yet he corrects himself, like at the beginning with Joshua. Like he's all dazed because Emilia called him her knight, and obviously that nearly got to him. And he corrected himself and was showing to be respectful, as well as passive aggressively respecting Joshua, despite how much it's clear to everyone that he doesn't want to give these compliments, but he's still doing it because of obligation. So there's something there that's going for him. And then the last point I want to give out is more specifically when Regulus bumped into Emilia and was like complimenting Emilia, because you keep this in mind, because I think I haven't seen anyone talk about this, but Subaru has matured a lot. Remember what happened when Julius and Emilia, like when we first met Julius in respects kneels down, kisses Emilia's hand out of like, you know, respect and no like romance crap that Subaru was spouting at the time. And how the hell did he reacted? Completely immature to the fucking point that he obviously had a grudge on Julius, when Julius was just being a respectful gentleman. So obviously, right now, Subaru, I mean, yeah, he knew he was acting a little brash, but he was still kind of holding himself back from acting completely disrespectful. Because let's be real, if he went a little more, like, similar, or was starting to throw insults, and Regulus caught on, let's be real, Regulus would have just killed him on the spot. It would have been a dead end right there, but out of Subaru's stupidity. But considering he was, like, still showing some respect and making a comment that I'm still kind of baffled by, because, like, it was just a weird comment. But, I mean, hey, if Subaru's gonna act mature and make comments like that, I mean, okay, could be worse. But, yeah, I wanted to point out, like, Subaru has matured a lot. And knowing about this arc, yeah, this is gonna be Subaru's arc. Now let's move on to Priscilla. When it comes on to Priscilla, it's a lot hard to kind of gauge her specifically, only because with her, she's more of a no-nonsense person who, obviously, as she says, the whole world is hers, and she has a very pompous attitude, but it's more than anything that she just can back her words when she feels like it. And, I mean, look how she humbled Heinkel. Like, the second that one of her subordinates starts to act up, like, completely, she'll shut them down, like, in an instant. Because, I mean, yeah, she's rude to everyone. No one's gonna escape her wrath. Those that follow her, I mean, she has some respect for them, but it's kind of varied depending on, like, their motivations. I still don't know Al's motivations and why he's following Priscilla, so I can't really say into that. Obviously, our boy here, Schult, like, he's showing himself to be useful, even if the task is a bit overkill for a kid. He's still pulling his weight, so that's why he gets, like, she respects him a lot. But a lot of it comes down to the talk between her and Liliana. Like, she was dancing because she really loved Liliana's songs. And she was letting herself loose in a way that obviously catches most anime onlys, and for sure the Subaru, Emilia, and maybe Beatrice off guard. Because Priscilla's having fun. Like, this is her at her element of fun, dancing. Who would have thought? And when she offers Liliana a chance to join her camp and be her main entertainer, Liliana declines. As she is a bard, she wants to be free. She doesn't want to be trapped in a specific area. I mean, that's respectful in its own way, but Liliana stood her ground and said, I mean, she respected the offer and was pretty pleased by it, but she also did not accept it because that would go against her nature of being free. And yeah, whenever obviously rejection is something that Subaru worried, because he had experienced a sort of way of rejection from, well, Priscilla rejecting him. But the big difference, because I've seen this meme, like, Liliana rejects her offer. Oh, Priscilla's okay. Priscilla, Subaru asks for help, gets kicked in the face. It's like, first of all, I think what people forget is that Subaru was called a pig, and all of that was because he wasn't true to his pride. Like, had he refused to kiss Priscilla's leg or foot and said, no, okay, you're not gonna help me? Well, fuck you too. Like, had he stood his ground, Priscilla would have helped him. But because he kind of threw away his pride and kind of just decided to be a genuine pig, it, as well as her seeing through like Subaru's whole desperation being more selfish than anything else, a lot of it is that Priscilla can see a lot of things. Liliana's whole thing may be selfish in a sense, but it's true to who she is. It's not like she's trying to please someone else. No, she's true to who she is. And Priscilla not only sees that, but also apologizes since she was being selfish. And she even admits it. This gives a little more depth to Priscilla's character, which I really like, because Priscilla has been the one known as the biggest, what would you call it? Someone who is a hard ass, if I were be putting it in nice terms. And seeing her kind of show, it's not humility per se, but respect, is probably something that most people are gonna be caught off guard. But I honestly can't wait to see more Priscilla stuff. I'm genuinely pretty much excited to see where her character is and how she's gonna show that she can back up whenever she says she can kill anyone. And that the world is hers. I feel like we're gonna see a version of what she means in this arc.